Hello and welcome to the pre-show. How are y'all doing? I just woke up from a nap. Alright, I will be back in just a minute. What we all doing today? Alright. We got 5 minutes left of the pre-show. Patreon. Make sure you take a look at our Patreon. That a semi-updated Patreon slide at the end. Nikki, if you're here, I need, I need you wait till the end because I just played with some things, but we'll see what it looks like. Um, let's see. How long are these slides? 30 seconds? And then I have to fix those slides because you can't read those. Can you? What's the screen look like? I don't think you can read those. So I gotta update that. That's so lame. Like, there you guys go. You guys can read some stuff. Make sure you say hi in the chats. Let me know you're here hanging out so I know who I'm talking to. I'll even give you guys a shout out. Whimsy with the Z. Alice. Pinky came back. So Pinky will be next Friday? No. Yeah, next Friday. Who came out yesterday? Mark was yesterday. What does my calendar look like? One. I think next week, the 24th, we'll have Pinky back. I had a conversation with Pinky, so I'm glad to have her back. Right about Chasing the Whimsy proper. We're at episode 96. I think we're doing Who this week on the road to 100. So Liam and I will talk about all the Who's that we've seen, Who's that we want in the future. Coming up on episode 100 in year 2, or year 3 actually, finishing off year 2, going into year 3. Make sure you hit those like and subscribes, and got some updates. I think somewhere around Mind Pocket 4, and then a small slide on Monday. How much would it be a pain if I had to update like those slides every week? I could. It's not impossible. Again, Patreon. We had some really cool stuff going out this month. We had coasters. I think we're doing blankets. I gotta get with Liam so we can help design the next blanket. We'll see if he can do his homework. But I think we're gonna do a little whims blanket. Again, make sure you say hi in the chats so I can shout you out and say hellos. I think this week is Mom's work week. So Mom will say whimsy at the end when she gets home. Make sure if you see this on the after, type a little whimsy in the comments. Let me know that you listened. Again, whimsy with a Z. Talked to a bunch of the kids this month, coming into the new year. Interesting to see what a teenager remembers of current events. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, just global current events. Some pop culture stuff they remembered. But it's interesting to see what a teenager pays attention to in the real world. Jason the Whimsy proper, Old Man Dad, and Liam are bridging the gap. Sophie's coming on more. She's been on the last couple of episodes for a couple of minutes, just hanging out, chatting for a minute before she runs off and plays. We're almost at episode 100. I have no idea what we're doing for 100. Speaking of, how funny it would be if my mic was off and I just wasn't. I was just talking to myself. You guys are just seeing the large screen. It would be very whimsy of me. Oh, ML. How you doing? All right. Our Patreon. Reminder that everybody's, whatchamacallit, your membership goes towards the holiday fund at the end of the year. So you're helping us out here at Whimsy, but then we're also giving back a little bit to holiday program so that way we make sure some kids get some presents. Hello and welcome to Whimsy Live. It's Mind Pockets. It's Saturday. Grandma's here. She had to put the kids to bed soon, so she'll be in and out. But thank you. Hello, hellos. Jay Sarge's theme is so good. We did talk to Jay Sarge this actually today and yesterday. He will be on very soon. We're on episode 96. We got 4 more episodes, three more W's to pursue, which leaves us with one extra episode before 100. And I'm thinking J Sarge episode 99 or 101. So not sure exactly yet. Um, shit, could even be episode 100. I have no idea what we're doing for 100. For a guy who plans weeks in advance, trying to figure out what like the big milestone episodes, 37, year one. I was trying to no idea what I'm doing for 100. Absolutely. Um, I don't know what to do. I don't. I don't know what to do. Lane wanted. We had a couple of ideas. Some of them were a little too lofty for episode 100. Maybe year two. Um, to me, it makes more sense for year two, the anniversary show. So, uh, my idea for the anniversary show in July will be an award show, giving out some awards for favorite episodes, favorite guests, um, most 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 whimsies in the comments, most comments or something. Just trying to build a little bit around the community of thanking all you guys because 2 years of doing this is absolutely bonkers. Bonkers. I don't have to work tonight, so this thing could go long. I don't know. We will find out. But I want to do an award show for your two for the anniversary. Liam tried to sneak it in episode 100. I just don't have we just didn't have the time to structure the episode, get some awards, list the awards. Like I don't even know. So plus it would make sense to me that every anniversary show we do the award show because it's yearly, just like every other award show. Um, I think it would have been cool to have a special guest. I have no idea. But here's what I do know. Everybody listening, between now and oh man, I should have been. Oh. All right, the email address whimsy at chasing the whimsy. Yes, I will make sure that you guys get to vote. That's going to be on the Patreon. So even the free tier, I'll put the categories up. Um, I'll probably put there'll be some voting and or some submission. So obviously the guests, I'll let you guys vote on, and then for submissions, like what was your favorite episode, and then whatever, and then we'll kind of like narrow it down. Maybe Liam and I will pick our favorite episodes, and then you guys pick from those, and then you can maybe do a write-in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yes, I'll make sure that you guys get a chance to vote on your favorite episodes, your favorite guests, your favorite moments. Um, okay, we're coming up on like 4 weeks to episode 100. So between now and Super Bowl Sunday, even. Okay, hold on. 96, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it looks like episode 100 will be the 17th, which means we'll have to record it that 15th, 16th weekend. Oh, Liam's going to be tired. Nope, I lied. his tournaments on the 8th. So the 15th, 16th, we're going to record, and I think if everybody can uh, on your phone hit the memo app or and just record a night. If you want to record a message or congratulations for episode 100, um, record anything that you like. And what I'm going to do is I want to take all of those and I'm going to put them in episode 100. So um, if anybody's been following us since the beginning or new, um, any nice words that you like, I'm going to take some bad words. Ben, no, I won't do those. But yeah, some nice things. We're coming up on 100. Um, Memo it and then email it to me. If you know my phone number, I guess you can. Like Courtney likes to voice. What should we call it? She likes to send me voice memos through text, so you can do that also. Um, I'll even take a written one, and I'll just have someone read it out. So submit some kind words, congratulations, even some shout outs for episode 100. Let's have those in by the 10th. Now, what is interesting is what happens if I only get like two. I don't know how to like. I've already like prepped myself to be like nobody's going to email anything. So we'll find out, and then how I feel about it if there's only two. So hold on, I gotta blow my nose. It's that time of year. Stand by. You guys can't watch this. Hold on, I gotta find my camera. I like how I turn off the camera, but I still let you guys hear it. That's a good job, Ben. Um, so yes, record a bunch of yourself pretending you think it's listeners. Record a bunch yourself and pretend you think it's listeners. I got most of that. See how many voices. See if like, oh man, see if Lehman and I want to do some voices. I'm down with that. Okay. So we're coming up hard on 100. No idea what we're doing. I'm just trying to get through these last couple of W's. Uh, some stuff going on, but just in case you only get two, she means, oh, yeah. To be fair, if I only get two, I'm not playing them. I'll save them for a different up. I don't know. Would you guys even notice? Because I'm gonna try to put them in between different parts of the episode. So like we'll have the beginning, and then like every 15 minutes I'll take like a break, and then a thing. So it would be super cool to have a bunch of you guys, but I'll take the two, and then we're gonna figure it out as we go. Uh, Liam and I have a power meeting this week and figure out what we want to do for 100. But today is Saturday. It is Mind Pockets. I have recorded some thoughts and ideas throughout the week, and I have recorded them, and I'm going to play them for you today. And then I will comment and listen to you guys comment if you like. Thank you for the chats. Much love to you guys. Woo! All the things I've done in hindsight. Oh shoot. Um, Stand by. I forgot to do something because I wasn't paying attention. Hold on. Ready? Check this out. You do one of these. One of these. And all right. So, um, yes, I just record some thoughts and ideas all week, and sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're serious. Not very many serious. Uh, but this this is my weird way of documenting what a 41-year-old thinks about all week, and then his nervous breakdown as he tries to explain them. But this is what we do. We're on Mind Pocket 43. 43 episodes. Amazing. Oh my God, do I have to do something for Mind Pockets 100? Oh, anyway, what I was trying to think of is I wish I had the foresight, the amount of foresight that I have for everything else, all the way since episode 2 with the parquet laugh. I wish I would have tracked more of my parquet laughs, like the ones that I just lose my mind on the lives and then the podcast. I know that there was one with Taylor Tomlinson where I made the joke that I was stalking her and that this podcast would be Exhibit A. Oh, the Oscars? Yes, my shoe. Now, keep throwing them out there. And then the second part is you have to try to figure out where those episodes were. Now, the shoe one was a Monday because we were talking about um, heart stoppers. I remember it because I sent Alice a clip of it, of how it was just like, it was amazing. And then I lost my shoe and just stopped everything. Then there was the Oscar night, the Monday after, the hot take. That was a very early one. I want to say it could have been Mind Pockets 1, maybe Mind Pockets 2. I know it was in the first one or two, which just means like I guess my number 2 episodes are just amazing. So, but I know there was a couple of other ones that I just like lost my mind and just laughed. But somehow we need to start tracking all the parquet laughs and then the mom waves. How funny would that be? Um, what if we did some trivia? We got like some of the hardcores, like like the 4 or 5 of you hardcores, and did a quiz show. Because Liam likes to run games, so he could play a game, run the game of like what episodes were these or what were these things. Why does Dad wave every time someone new comes into the chat or the live? I don't know. But anyway, mind pockets. Here we go. I'm all fucking all over the place. All over the place. But yeah, remember those laughs. Send them to me. Maybe. That'd be my favorite. Remedial, like little transition. It's like my favorite. As I start this nostalgia tour, one of the things I want to try and remember is why did I start growing out my hair? I know when, and I knew I didn't want to pay for haircuts, but why did I let it grow? Like so much that I knew I needed, like, I wanted to wear scrunchies and headbands. So I got to try. I don't know how to figure it out. Uh, but yeah, one of the early steps. Boom. Why did I let my hair grow? So if you're keeping up with me, small identity crisis of sorts. Um, not like a. It's a crazy. It's like a. It's not an identity crisis of who I am today because I'm totally cool with who I am right now. Um, and I'm very very happy right now. So like that's totally cool. But there's like this backwards identity crisis that I'm going through. So I'm putting together this nostalgia tour in which I want to try to and get. Uh, I want to talk to some people, record some stuff. I want to research some stuff, and try and answer a bunch of random questions that I got for myself, and then try to answer some of those things. I don't know if I'm ever going to answer why I grew my hair out. I know I did it, but I don't know why I let it get so long. Because there's a story, right? So when you grow your hair out, when you right around here, okay, your hair curls super hard. So like it flipped up real hard, and I should like I almost wanted to cut it off there. But why did I let it keep going? And then I donated once when Liam was 1 or 2, and then I haven't cut my hair yet since. I don't know what was the thing that made me decide to grow my hair out. But that's the part of the identity crisis is there's all these things that I don't remember why or like what happened, and so I'm trying to track some of those down. I reached out to a couple of people who said they would be willing to chat with me. Um, I'll go over more of those on Monday. So Monday, I have like 6 slides of what this nostalgia tour looks like. Um, and I don't know what any of it means or what I'm actually doing with it. But I'm like, instead of like bearing it all down and just be like just dealing with it or not dealing with it, like I'm putting it on paper or on the screen so I can try to figure out some things that I look back on and don't know why. I should know this by now. That 4 a.m. Ben is very interesting, but like loopy as hell. Like way loopy. No idea why, but at 4 a.m. ish, a little bit earlier, but I was up until like God knows when. Why did I decide to message people on the neighbor app asking questions? And then I got so many responses. It's crazy. There's a part 2 to this, so I'll put them all together. So hold on. All right, follow up to the one you just heard. Posted on the neighbor app, right? Liam wanting to understand uh, like people's lives and like hear different people's life experiences. So that's why I posed on the neighbor app. And in like 2 hours, I have 12 people interested in talking to me about their like something like I think I posed it as a funny or unique or interesting story. And why these people are up at 4 a.m. with me, I have no idea. But it is crazy how many people have like reached out. A tendency to just like get too far in my head, and then I'll just stay up all day and all night. So last week, I'm updating the podcast. I take a small nap in the chair. I wake up and then I work on it some more. And then Liam's idea, right, of wanting to talk to a bunch of different people, different kinds of people. I'm like, this is a brilliant idea. It's like 4 a.m. and I'm like, hey neighbor app. I'm like, boom, who's interested? And the amount of people that would just like bing 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 bing, like so many people, like so much to the point where like I was thinking like 1 or 2, right? Because like I've posted a couple of times about the podcast on the app, and like I get 1 or 2 replies, and then 1 or 2 people never like follow up or call me back again, which is fine. So I'm expecting 1 or 2 different people reaching out. Holy crap! Did I not get like literally a dozen people reaching out? A lot of people. Uh, there's only so much you can text, right, and divulge. But they were interested, and they were like, "Yeah." Um, like they had some hard. So we'll call it 12. 6 of them were like, "I'm interested." 5 of them were like, "I had hardships, and I came out better on the other side, and they want to talk about it." So I'm like, "Cool." I think one guy was like hardcore drugs and then got out of it, and now he turned his life around. So like those stories are kind of interesting if they're willing to talk to me about them. So a cautionary tale, especially with the kids, Liam, Whimsy, Z, and the idea that someone's willing to share their rock bottom interests me. So that way, um, because they're success stories, right? So if you hit your rock bottom, then you can come out the other side. Success story. So others who could be in a similar situation can realize that there is still a like a there's still good that can come out on the other side. And then one random guy was like, "You should reach out to this one guy. He has a fascinating story." So that one is, I think, is the Lost Mine Pocket. But I talked to a couple. I followed up with a couple of them. One lady um, gives me a bunch of feedback of like how I should do it. Like she gave me a little bit of her story. She was like a life coach, and then she should do some stuff like this. And I was like, all right. So she's trying to help me organize it. Some really good things came out of that conversation, but um, not what we were looking for. So she's obviously probably won't be on it, but I appreciate her. 4 a.m. Like the one day off I have, I decided to stay up until 4 a.m. We will tackle that particular problem later. But it does happen, and it happens probably a little frequently more than I'd like it to. But 4 a.m. What's the saying? Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Well, Ben on the internet at 4 a.m. Like, who knows what will happen because I'm all over the place. But it was interesting that there are people interested in talking about um, themselves. It is because what is interesting is like like your rock bottom is like not so great in the moment. But again, if you can come out the other side and you've made peace with it, you know, you're, I guess people are more inclined to talk about it. Um, so it is interesting to see how, like how open and willing people are to kind of just talk about like the worst parts of themselves. Um, and they do it because they want to help others. And that's generally what we're trying to do with the podcast. Like, I'm not looking to like shame a bunch of people and make fun of them. I'd like to hear some of these stories so I can be like, good job, great, keep up the great work. We're all here part of a community. Sometimes, but I need an admin is what I need. I need someone to make me a Google Doc, a Google form so I can do some pre-screening, set up some interviews. So like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Um, but the moral of the story is, if you see Ben on the up doing anything at 4 a.m., reach out and tell me to go to bed. That's the moral of this story. Is Ben needs to make sure he's in bed before 4. I don't know if this is scary or like super interesting, but there's the so on Spotify there's a feature that lets you post the podcast. So I posted the podcast on Spotify, but now they have a new feature where I can take the audio, put it in, and it'll auto adjust the levels. Um, but there's also this new AI voice thing where it'll take my podcast, analyze my voice, and then I can type something in, and they will recreate my voice with that typed thing I just did. I haven't tried it yet, but that sounds super kind of crazy, and I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm obviously going to use it. Like, if it's fucking there, but super, super, super cool. Some guys read the news. Like I jump on CNN every day because it's the one news site that I can actually get on, tracking the fires and whatever else is going on. Um, I'm 100%. So one of the things is I can't read out loud very well at all. Like I sound stupid, and a lot of that's contributed to the dyslexia, right? So okay, two parts. So back to CNN. One of the articles I've seen a couple of places was like the rise of the voice scam. Okay, put that over here real quick. And then, so this AI is on Riverside. So you have Spotify, and then a piece of Spotify is Riverside. Riverside will let you you can straight record the podcast from Riverside, and they'll auto post it to Spotify. And then uh, once it starts to analyze my voice, I could. So the idea is I'm going to type in my commercial, right? My script, and then hit the AI thing, and then it's going to magically produce a voiceover in my voice based off of a script that I typed. It sounds amazing, but it's the scariest thing in the world because like you have to worry about getting hacked to begin with, but now you got to worry about someone hacking into my Riverside because they can make me say all kinds of weird stuff. Like absolutely bonkers. But it does seem really interesting, so that way I can because there's a couple of um, voiceover. Like I can start paying myself to do voiceovers instead of paying someone else to do voiceovers. Liam and I want to do commercials. Um, he's just like, yeah, we can just do them right now, and he just wants to just like one. I love the kid, I really do, but he's like, yeah, we could do a Patreon commercial right now. I'm like, there's absolutely nothing we can do with a Patreon commercial. We could. He doesn't even know. He barely knows we have a Patreon. He has no idea what we're doing. Yeah. So like this idea where he's like, yeah, let's shoot from the hip, and like he doesn't even ask for bullet points to make sure that he hits. Um, but yeah, there's this idea now. I'm just gonna type some commercials and just create my own voiceover work, which is absolutely bonkers. Like it's scary how fast like AI technology is just increasing. I'll let him freestyle, but I can't let him freestyle on a Patreon. Like everything else, he can I'll let him freestyle for sure. But when he's just like the Patreon is he barely knows that we're making anything. I don't even think he. But maybe if I can get him to read some bullet points and kind of just incorporate the bullet points, sure. But um, maybe we do that for episode 100. We just come up with a bunch of commercials. It's one commercial. Uh, oh, it won't be live. No, no. We would record it and then I would produce it down. Um, no, I want to do commercials with them, 100%. Uh, but it's one of those things where it's like, so Liam's sitting here with me, and I'm like, "Hey, Liam, hey, do you do you know we have a Patreon?" He's like, "No," and then I'm like, "Cool. I don't know how," because he wants to take the lead on the commercial, right? So he wants to be the one giving all the bullet points, but he doesn't know the bullet points. All right, I'm gonna let him know. We're gonna so somewhere in the next episode of the Who's, uh, episode 96, Chasing the Whimsy. Um, this weekend, we are going to somewhere in the middle record a commercial, and I'll keep the best take and keep it in there. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna do some commercial stuff. Um, it is interesting though because like I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not good at editing episodes or like I'm not bad at it. Okay, I like recording it, transferring it, and then playing with the levels and cutting it up and producing an episode, right? But now what Riverside's doing is basically like put it in and then somehow AI is going to take out some of the background noise, maybe the squeaks, and kind of just tighten it all up. And now it just like it makes the art of the edit completely fucking obsolete now, which is kind of what I want. I don't know. I haven't used it yet. I did update. I did play with it a little bit because I'm trying to compare the sounds, like the raw record versus my edit, and then the raw record versus its edit. There's no such thing as bullet points in freestyle. I totally get that. I'll let him freestyle a Patreon commercial and see what he comes up with. But conceptually, in a commercial, you should be able to tell people where to go and what we're offering, and that there's two tiers. Like, I know that there's no bullet points, but I think you should be able to just at least speak. I don't even care about intelligently. Like, you should have an awareness of it. So, we'll see. Like, I don't want to like. I'm not going to script the whole thing. I'll let him freestyle it. But I think the okay, because the second part of that, okay, is it's fun for him to play and help and will create something for us. But God forbid anybody was like, "Hey, here's we want to pay you to read an advertisement, right?" So somebody's gonna pay me and Liam to do a commercial, like a live ad read, and then all of a sudden, like the journey will be fun if he wants to commit to continue to do it, I guess. Um, I'd like, I do keep most of the chair squeaks in because it's like, to be fair, I can't even take those things out because he's always like, um, but yeah, because there are certain whimsy things that you hear in the background. Like when Sophie jumps on for a minute and then runs off to the side and all you hear is his cars crashing. I like it. Like I like those little nods to we're literally recording in my living room. Um, we'll see. We will. I'll run the commercial by Lamb, and we'll do a small ad read for Patreon or anything else that he wants to do. I guess if he wants to do something on episode 100. But I'm going to see if Liam will do one freestyle ad read with me. Because I like the idea that we record them because then I can keep all the outtakes and we can put those out somewhere, or I'll just keep them. But let the kid freestyle. 100% agree. But there's still a certain level of there's just certain aspects that you need to make sure you have when you're advertising something. I guess I think that's all I'm trying to say. Um, I'm going to play with it a little bit tonight, the Riverside, and we will see. So the AI feature costs. So now weighing out the cost benefits of it, and I think I can justify like a new monthly cost because it's not that much. Um, so hopefully I have an update in the next week or two about this new Riverside process. So try hard to open soda quietly when I'm on. I didn't realize it was a favor. Yes, flavor. Please. Like no concept of like there's a microphone in front of you. So I'm starting to put this nostalgia tour on paper and try to outline a little bit of it. So I think I got it. Like if we were gonna write like Ben's autobiography, right, or just Ben's biography, I'm trying to like organize it into like different like periods and chapters and stuff. So as I do so, the most depressing thing I realize the most depressing thing in that I would say up to like a year and a half ago, I have always been part of like a crew or a group or part of a team, right? So whether it be working at shipping and receiving, the Kelly Ben team, or CTW, like the early days of the bowling alley crew, like we had. Uh, I realize that I have zero crew and zero team. I am hardcore lone wolfing right now, and I don't know how to process that. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm structuring. So like Monday, you'll see it. I have a couple of different slides of different time periods, and then I highlighted a couple of like stories that I want from those periods to make sure that I tell. Um, and then like who I want to talk to. So the the idea, right, when I was going through them. Now, as a podcast, I definitely have Megan and Liam, 100%. They are total co-hosts, and they 100% make sure that this thing keeps running, right? Because who knows what would have happened if Megan didn't jump in and hang out with me, and I had a sad dad episode of all of like the second half of 23. So there are 100% co-hosts to the podcast and team podcast, but I only record once a week, and they are um, like I get that team, and I'll rephrase that. The only team I have right now is the podcast team. So are you not you're a co-host? You are officially no longer special guest. You are straight like number two in co-host. Um, absolutely. Um, Liam, I brought it up a little bit a couple of weeks ago. 100%. I don't think we've given Megan enough credit for the input that she helps with. We're doing the panels, and she's gonna jump in and do them with me. So like I have that team. Like I don't want to like poop on like that team. The team I was more referring to is like I used to be a very social person, like hardcore social, and now it's just like I got nothing. I got no one's, which is a little bit weird because like the old CTW days, it was always Mischief Monday. I always had a Monday plan. There was always the boys come over, we get into trouble, we play poker, or you know whatever ex girlfriend was around, or at work, it was me and a couple people. Like even at the other place when I was working on the project, making the videos before all hell broke loose, I technically kind of had it like a partner team in crime over there. I have no partners in crime anymore. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. Is really interesting to me. Um, I don't know. I don't know where. Okay, I know where most of them went. I kind of one I grew up, and then I guess the other half I just fucking push away. But whatever. But yeah, it was a really weird realization as I so chapter whatever chapter 2023-24 is like Ben pushes everybody away and is the loneliest he's ever been, like and stuff. But yeah, he still pushes forward on the podcast and tells everybody stupid. Oh, well, okay. Megan brings up a good point. Does she get now? Here's what's interesting is do do Liam and I come up with an official you're a co-host? Like when do you officially like did I just inadvertently um without talking to Liam just add an extra co-host? Absolutely, because she deserves it. So what will happen is you can get voted in the guest category for everything pre right now. I think seems fair. One award every year that only has two people in it. Oh my god! Like, the funnest episode of like how they need to like we'll do an award campaign, right? So we'll do an episode where like Kelly, like Megan and Liam need to convince you, the audience, on who to vote for. Oh, 100%. 100%. Because I called him co host since the first live, right? We got Kitchen. They're all the same. This is a proxy of. Um, we got three co hosts. I would love for Liam and Megan to present their case for best co-host. Um, Liam is super aggro. It would be like hardcore, like I don't know. That'd be interesting. That'd be funny. Um, He'll never trust me again. Way out. You guys did play. I don't remember the outcome that you guys ended up with. Liam did show an interest in being like, I need to be more on the show more. So he does care about being on the show, and that he was less than 50%. So that's cool. We just have to figure out how to get Megan on more regularly. So we'll figure it out. After episode 100, boom, Megan on a little bit more often. Uh, but yes, I do have a good podcast team, but at the same time, I'm still putting all of the lives I'm still doing all solo. The mental breakdown and identity crisis I'm currently going through is still like it's still very solo. Like I don't have. So I think part of the thought was Ben has a problem. Who does he talk to? Boom. Like one of like I've always kept my circles pretty small. Like my social circles, I try to keep big, right? Big enough that I would buy 20 and 30 rocket cups. But like the people that one confides in was always very small. That now is small to zero. And it's now the 10 of you on the podcast on Mondays and Saturdays. I don't know. I'm lone wolfing it. And for the most part, I'm handling more like 3 episodes. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. It's an interesting journey. We'll love to figure out what the hell Benz does for the second half of this year. But don't. It is what it is. Um, I'll find ways to improve that. But it was just uh, the idea is what's weird about the podcast, okay, is the podcast and the live streams, right? Is one the idea that I just talk about God knows whatever the hell, but it's the constant look inward and then acknowledging what's happening. Like most of the time, I just like push that stuff down and make bad decisions. Um, like anytime Ben gets like old Ben gets like depressed, be like, well, let's just hide and distract from that and let's make a bunch of weird bad decisions over here. Totally have done that. Now I'm not even doing any of that. I'm just staying up until God knows when. Episode 101, Whimsy makes a friend. Who's gonna be my friend? To music montage. Yeah. If you were in an early 2000s movie, you would cut your hair and get a makeover, right? And I would totally do that to be like impress somebody, like right? Or somebody would be like, let's turn this mess in like what was that movie? Uh She's All That. Like I don't have anybody to try to me all that. She's all that. Uh like make me over. Like I'm just I'm currently the guy with the hunch hanging out in the bell tower. That's all I am right now. But yeah, super weird to kind of like one say it out loud. So uh, again, I can't complain too bad. I'm not spiraling. That's the best part about it. He's all that. The current remake, no. What was interesting about that remake is they brought in the mom. So the girl from the first one is the mom. It wasn't that great. To be honest, it wasn't good. So we will see. I'm fine with episode 101. Whimsy makes a friend. Let's find a friend for Whimsy. But Megan's gonna be more on a little bit more. We'll see if we'll get her on. We got a bunch of prep we need to do. I talked to AJ from Fan Fusion, and he's letting me know what I need. So, and then I'm asking him some of the tech stuff. Is like, will there can I plug it in and will there be speakers or I'm going to see if I can have somebody film it for us. So Megan will definitely be on as we uh, workshop and talk through some of our ideas for the panels, and then we'll actually probably test run a couple of them. Um, I don't mean to flex, but I got a $50 Ross gift card and a pair of scissors. Let's do it. No, I can't. I can't cut the hair. I would lose all my identity at that point. God knows what would happen. Who knows what would happen to Whimsy? That'd be amazing. Now, the conversation will eventually come up. I think Liam will probably recognize it first. Is as a co-host, now that I've made a designated or I've invited in a third. Do we have to update the logo? And then what did we do with the logo? So, um, or is it like Chasing the Whimsy with Megan or featuring Megan? Kind of like how artists create, songs and tracks, and there's always a featured name. So, um, she's not the main vocalist. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. It's a tomorrow issue, but I guarantee you, Lean brings it up. I watch every brand. Oh, brand. All right. Who's Brand Mundo? Seriously though, so many more important things. Well, so that's all I got. Like, but I like the hair. I am gonna get it cut this week. Nothing crazy. Like, what is this? We're gonna go a little short because it's not growing anymore, and I'm assuming that it's because of all uh, so there is gonna be a trim happening on Monday after the live. You know what? I would maybe, but for whatever reason, yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but maybe that's an idea. All right,
Go check out Whimsy with a Z, the
small commercial
podcast
for you
from
guys.
Chasing the Whimsy. Whimsy with a Z is a brand new podcast where they meet and hang out with 6 teenagers each month to get to know what it's like to be a Generation Z in today's day and age. They'll discuss summer, first days of school, and maybe dive into the struggles that most teens face, but maybe not talk about. Join along as they break down the generation gap and better understand what it's like to be Generation Z. That's Whimsy with a Z. Chasing Whimsy, talking to Generation Z. A few new episodes up for you to listen to already, and make sure you subscribe to be notified of future releases. Whimsy with a Z is a podcast for teens by teens, but parents are welcome and encouraged to also listen. You can stream it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and at the website chasingthewhimsy.com. That's Whimsy with a Z, the podcast. Go stream, download, and subscribe today.
One of the most irritating things I absolutely hate, and I can't go into too much detail, but like anytime there's a policy change of any kind, that people just make up stuff about why it's happening. Like it absolutely blows my mind, and I just don't understand. Like nobody asks to understand why. They just make it up, and it is the most frustrating thing in the world to me because all of the stuff they make up makes zero sense. I don't have any real specifics for you guys, and I can't think of a really good example like I can make up right now. It just blows my mind that people just make. Well, it's all over the politics. It's all over the news. Like people just make up stuff as they kind of go. But there's a policy change at work, right? They're like, boom, we're gonna change the way that we do things, right? And people are and like it seems weird, but then you walk around and people are like, oh, did you hear about this new change? It's because people are cheating, and you know people being caught doing employees being caught doing this, so we're gonna go ahead and just change this whole policy. And it blows my mind because it's absolutely not that. And I'm so sorry that I don't have a specific or a better example. But the idea that it's to prevent employees from doing bad things or like cheating or whatever, like the idea that you just do an entire policy change to prevent like the handful of people that are breaking the rules, like that's a behavior issue. Like I don't think companies like just mad change like a weird policy because of like the 7 people that got in trouble last year for doing it. And it's like because those are like behavioral issues that should have been addressed by management. You don't just like oh I guess if they don't explain why they're changing the policy, it's natural. But they even sent out a memo that was like, okay, no, they sent out. I agree. I don't know why management's always been like that, where they just kind of like hide the reason. Um, like why there's not more transparency because a lot of it is like the reality is like we're trying to make it like the old system was semi broken and we're just making it more consistent, more fair all the way across, and it actually benefits everybody. Like it's weird when a policy change happens and it helps everybody, but then like 4 people are like conspiracy. They're trying to get a hold of your money and they're trying to keep you like keep you held down or and it doesn't make any like I don't know. I wish I had better examples. I don't because it, because it's at both places. Um, uh, so like shipping and receiving. If we go back years ago, they were had this idea of normally when we would have a package, and then at the end of the night, you uh, they were like we would send those packages back, right? We would schedule to get to send them back, but then all of a sudden they were like, we're gonna go ahead and just leave those packages there, like all these like packages that didn't come, no one picked up. We're just gonna keep them here, and we're gonna take credit for them, and then charge them the shipping for it before we send it back, or right? And like, oh, that's not a good example. But people are like, why are they doing this? They're just trying to get more money. They're just trying to get more shipping money. And it's like, no, it's not. It's because there was an agreement that says if you drop off your package and no one picks it up, like we're gonna have to charge you for it. Um, that's such a bad example, and I'm so sorry. I just absolutely hate when people just make it up for like the dumbest things, and it's always like super weird. Oh, policy changed because Steve got caught like taking extra breaks. Well, no, we didn't change the entire break policy because of one Steve. We like I hate everybody. I really do. So I used the neighbor app to find a plumber because I had 2 small projects, very small projects that I needed done. So I reach out to one person and they're like, yeah, call this guy. This mother effer And notice that I'm trying to cut down on the swearing, and I'll tell you why. Definitely Monday, but I'll tell you after this too. But this mother effer comes into my house, looks at the shower for like literally 10 seconds, goes outside, looks at the hose for literally 10 seconds. The guy was here for 4 minutes and gives me a quote of like $1,000. He's like, I just want to, he just wants to rip holes and stuff and just replace everything. And I was absolutely flabbergasted. That's a good word. I reached out to some other guy, more local, like handyman type guy. He came over and in less than an hour fixed everything for $70. I absolutely hate people. Like it's so weird. Neighbor app, I need help with. Uh, I want more hot water in the shower, and my hose drips in the backyard. So like everybody and the grandmother replies back, and they're like, "Reach out to this company. This is my company," and they're like, free quote, free estimate." Right. So my original thought, I replied to a couple of people and was like, "Hey, when do you think you can meet up?" Things fell through, didn't happen. But then I was thinking back to the original shower guy and how he was just a huge piece of crap. So I was like, maybe I will. And here's the problem. The problem is like I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I'll find somebody who's actually like hard licensed and actually has like a company. So I reached out to him. I don't know their name. I wish I did because I'd totally rip them a new one right now. So I call him. Guy comes over with his little apprentice, looks at the faucet in the shower, scoffs instantly because from what I find out from the apprentice is the plumber hates that particular brand of faucet. And then he goes outside, looks at the hose just dripping, and he's like, goes outside, writes up the estimate, comes back in. He's like, we got to rip the whole, we got to rip out the faucet, replace it, and rebuild part of it. And then the thing outside, we're gonna have to like remove a bunch of stuff and no idea. He's like 853 or some shit. And I was like, there's no way. Zero. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, the shower's new. He's like, yeah, you can't, you got, and he's looking at the hot water heater. He's trying to figure out if he can, like, there's no way. These two, a small drip, wait, smaller. And then the hot water, like, it gets warm, but not like scalding hot, right? So in the summer, I dealt with it because I was like, it's hot. I can take a cooler shower. Now that it's like super cold out, I want to take a steamy shower. There was the idea originally a while ago that Liam and I would just watch a couple YouTube videos, unscrew this thing, and then just fix it. But then I realized like I'm just gonna break the thing and have to replace the whole thing. So irritated that the guy offered like quoted me like 800 plus. So I called another guy and I was like, he's more of a handyman, right? But the problem is like all these handymen are like I got 20 years experience, but they don't have like a job, like they don't have anything to support that they've been like. I don't know what 20 years of experience of just like of cleaning your own house and fixing your own stuff. Like that's not 20 years experience. Like I'm not gonna like I don't produce like I'm not gonna ask people to produce their podcast and be like I got 2 years of like podcast experience and like I'm a pro because I do my own thing. I want to be able to say I've produced X number of shows for X number of years, like and combine it a little bit. Um, I won't mess with the hot water heater. Like that's why I pay people to do these things. But just the idea that this guy was walking around looking for something to overcharge me on. So I heard something outside. It was a car, I think. So I call over this Ricky guy. He comes over. He just lives down the street. Comes over. Nice guy. Looks at it. He's like, yeah, we can handle that. Goes outside. He's like, all right. And within, so the the faucets that you get out of box have like a little like a thing on there, like a governor that prevents by default how much hot water comes out, and then you can change that, right? So that way, out of box, it's not scolding you. So he just tweaked it for a second, then goes outside, cuts a small thing on, and then sticks it back on. Dude named Ricky's always a sure bet. That's what I'm coming up with. Is Ricky? He comes in and he's like, I negotiate because he wanted to charge for the estimate, and I was like, hey. So I negotiated it down for a minute because like if he was gonna give me another high quote like that, I was just gonna be like, get away from me. Here's your $50. But he fixes everything. Super nice guy. And he was like, boom, hours worth of work. He's like, $70. I'm like, absolutely. And then I gave him a little extra because I appreciated him. He got it done fast. He was a nice guy. So if anybody, locally here needs a handyman, let me know. I got a guy who's actually a pretty decent guy. So yeah, absolutely hate plumbers. I absolutely hate them all. Bothers me. I say this all the time, and this just proves it that I'm like half an adult. I'm barely an adult, right? What is escrow? Why did it double? And then why did my house payment go up like $250 this year? It's in the escrow. I don't even know what that means or what that is or what I'm paying. Like, shouldn't I know that as an adult? I don't know. You let me know. You have your mortgage payment, you got your interest and the principal, like what, right? And they break it down for you. I try looking it up and I can't. I don't. I barely understand it. All I know is that my house payment goes up like a bunch of money this year. I try to figure out why, and it's like, oh, your escrow is now doubled what it was last year. So over the last couple of years, like it used to go like 30 or $40. I'm like, all right, I can handle like that. But then like for whatever reason this year, it's like, and I'm gonna call him on Monday, uh, and then I think I need to call the homeowners insurance too because I think the part of the insurance one. I don't know. All I know is like as a lone wolf adult, I just kind of just pay stuff, and I don't understand. And this goes back to the whole like now here I don't understand, and I haven't asked why. That's bad on me. But I'm not gonna make it up, right? Like I'm not gonna be like, hey everybody, my mortgage payment went up like $250 because of like Trump or fucking the drones, the fires. Like they're all just like I'm not getting crazy like in that way. I won't make up a reason why. I'm just gonna flat out tell you I didn't ask and I have no idea why, and I just keep paying it because social compliance dictates that the person of authority, said mortgage company, tells me to pay something and I'm going to pay it. And like a sheep. I just looked at myself. No lone wolf here. Lone sheep. Just paying it because the man told me to. Good lord. I'm going to call him on Monday. So we'll figure it out. Um, it's just one of those things where like I didn't call last month because I just felt I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I know that they're gonna give me some BS excuse and it's gonna justify why. I'm like best case, like the one that we want is like, oh, we made a mistake. Let me just cut you a check for all the overages. Like I know that's not gonna happen, but I am worried that did my homeowners insurance premiums go up because I replaced the roof? Because that would absolutely bother the crap out of me. I don't know because I was looking at my statements and like it does look like the insurance part went up a little bit, and I think escrow is property tax and insurance, if I recall. Property taxes stayed like the same for like a very consistent increase every year, but for whatever reason, I couldn't see the backwards insurance, homeowners insurance part of it. But yeah, the escrow jumped like 2 years ago, like $30, and then like $50, and then this year, 250. I just don't understand why the huge jump, like the 5 times. Like I'll take like the 30 to 60 to the 90. Like I'll take some of those increments, but yeah, just want you guys to know that I'm barely an adult. Like I'm an adult because of my age, but like I don't pay attention to anything. Uh, Working shipping and receiving last night. This is for I don't even want to use his name. Uh, I don't even wait. Do I even remember his name? Uh, so a guy comes in tears. He just found his wife cheating on him, in tears. So I was able to set up the package for him, get it out. We chatted for a minute, and he's like, I told him I had a podcast, and he's like, make sure you talk about me on the podcast. You should have me on. So I told him I'd give him a little shout out right now, and then like he said I was a good listener. So I used to be a good listener. I mean, I think I still am. I just don't talk to anybody anymore. But yeah, so that's just a random shout out. Some guy is crying and was like, Ben's a good listener. Have me on your podcast. Yeah, that was it. In tears. And I was like, I can't help you. I can't do anything. And then he just kept crying. And I was like, oh, now I feel bad. Okay. There's two parts of me. Like I am compassionate enough that I felt sorry for him. 100%. Right. Like no one wants uh, to find said wife, you know, cheating on you, finding out, whatever. Nobody wants that. He's crying, right? I'm not going to laugh at him. He's having a bad day. It is what it is. Okay. Then, like, anybody's ever worked with me? Okay, here. Okay. There's only like one person in the world that will understand this. Okay. So, uh, I wanted to help him out, right? But technically, I wasn't like, the numbers didn't match up. So, there's the compassionate side of me that wishes I could do something, but then there's the hustler side of me who does one of these. Come back in 10 minutes, uh, and then he came back in 10 minutes, and I was able to get his package for him. So I wanted I wanted to help him, but then I realized that I should help him because the hustler knows that there was he was going to take care of me. Like he was having a bad day. He tipped me a couple bucks. So, but yeah, shout out. So funny. He's like, yeah, give me a shout out. Oh, I can't use your name. Can't tell you where it was. Can't tell you how much it was. Like I can't. Like there's some. But hey, I technically did it. Um, I give him the card that we got for Christmas, right? The business card for the podcast. I'm like, hey, listen, if I thought he was going to listen, I'd flat out like hardcore. How funny would it be if he was listening right now? But yeah, so uh, Ben can be compassionate, but Ben can also be very compassionate when he knows there's a hustle to be done. And it is, oh man, one day I'm going to record all those old hustle stories, that shipping and receiving. But classic, like the most classic thing I've ever done. Like I perfected. Okay, hold on, I gotta fix my foot here. Okay, right. It's like the science behind it is genius. So it's like, oh, I can't help you out. Right? You gotta check, see if anybody's watching. Like the man, like no supervisor here. Come back in 10. And then he comes back in 10. It was already there. Like, oh, genius. Probably one of my favorite things to do is it's so good. It's absolutely the best. Oh, man. I used to work with this one lady. She was amazing. She's the best. Um, she was good at it too. Like the hustle. Good lord. What year was those? Would that be like 15, 16, 17, 14, 15, 16? God, they were such fun years. Of could have gone. No, maybe you could have done a better package, but the the no, this was ah, perfect. Like it would the only way it would have been like it was so good. It was so good. I was so happy. Um, I saw all the signs, and then mm, the hustle's still there. That's my favorite thing. It's like I lost all these bends, but there's still a little hustle still in me, and I found it, and it was so good. Mm. All right, the neighbor app from earlier in the week when I was up until God knows when. A bunch of people reached out. I talked to a couple. One lady gave me some feedback, suggestions, and ideas of how to do this stupid thing, this random idea. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, right? But again, it was 4 a.m. Like, who knows what the hell I'm doing? So, one person reached out and was like, you need to talk to this guy, Claire Tomlinson. I met with Claire Tomlinson today, and we're definitely going to do something with this guy, like one or two part interview with him. 85 years old, crazy story, but he has this one story that his entire life, like he's been back in like 64. There's a missile silo in Tucson, and he claims that he almost launched, like almost started World War III back in '64, and then since then has like dedicated his life to try and get this story out there. It was a fascinating conversation with this guy. Interesting guy. 85, so he's a little kooky. He's a little fun, but we'll see what we could do with him. All right. The neighbor app. Somebody was like, "Hey, reach out to this guy. This guy has a fascinating story." So I do it. I reach out to him. His name is Claire Tomlinson. No relation. I tried checking, like, like try to stalk him a little. Not stalk him. More not related to my Taylor, right? I don't think so. I don't think so. But okay, back in like '84. All right, I'm gonna try and maybe put some of it better together on um, Monday, Mish. Okay, back in '84 in Russia, right? There was a moment when there was a computer glitch that in Russia it looked like there were 4 missile nukes flying to Moscow, right? And all of Russia's like, let's retaliate, right? But then there was one guy, I forget his name because I literally like, there's a movie about it somewhere. But this one guy was like, I'm not going, like, we can't confirm that these are real missiles, so I'm not going to retaliate, regardless of whatever the government is telling me to do. He doesn't do it. They realized that there was a glitch, right, in the system, right? So it was a false alarm, and that guy prevented World War III back in '84 because he didn't launch the nukes because he couldn't confirm that he was actually being attacked. So supposedly, Claire says he had a very similar situation in '64, that he had his finger on the button and almost pushed it. He's a fascinating guy. I talked to him for a little bit. I took him out to breakfast today, and I talked to him a little bit. Megan, I think this, when I was talking to him, I was like, this is 100% like a conversation that me and Megan need to have with this guy, because this guy he'll talk for days. He's a fascinating guy. Don't know what. Uh, it's an interesting story. I don't. He has a bunch of ideas and projects that he wants to do. So um, we're gonna have him on at some point. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but I want to record part of his story, his um, nuclear, like how he almost started World War III. Super interesting guy. But it was just fun that I found a random gem in my 4 a.m. conversation. He does have 2 books on Amazon. I'll bring them up on Monday. I'll show you guys what they look like. He signed them for me. He's an interesting guy, so I look forward to you guys hearing from him eventually. All right, I think we're done. I think we got some commercials.
Hey there, Whimsy fans! We wanted to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel at Chasing the Whimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
Patreon people, fantastic. You guys are the best. Andy, Nikki, your family, Megan, your family, Joyce, and Ender, Froggy, C1, Gooster, Nina M, Violet, Anna, my dad, Courtney. Appreciate you guys for the pay tiers, the $4 and the $10 tiers. I don't know if you guys noticed the switch. I went with the red because I thought the orange would be too much, right? Oh yeah, I got a new hat. So, woo woo. I don't think we're doing hats anytime soon. Oh, they're so expensive. There's like no way I can print, like I can buy a dozen hats or more in the price point that I need. But we are working on some cool new gifts. So those of you who have not signed up for the Patreon, sign up for the free. That's not like the minimum. Sign up for the free. We talked about it earlier. Um, as we moved closer to the anniversary show, I'm going to post polls and voting for categories for the award show. So the very least, be part of that. We'll build a little community over there also. But I'm also putting pictures of the web comic, the comic strip, I got to take pictures of the towel. The towel. Oh, towels would be cool. Could we do beach towels? Um, Merch manager, write that down. Can we get towels? Um, Blankets. I think we're doing blankets. Pretty sure we're doing blankets for March. So if you're interested in getting a cool blanket, it won't have the original logo. We're gonna go. This will be the first thing that we make that's not logo. Um, Sign up for February and March. We'll send you a blanket. Okay, that's the $10 tier. It helps support what we're doing here. It helps us make cool stuff. The majority of the money on the $10 tier goes to making the things, man. Like, so, um, and they're for the most part. I have the one blanket. There's two of them in existence right now. I gave one to somebody, and I think she likes it. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Um, but yeah, we're gonna make a new blanket and get those out. The uh, the other reason why I want to push the Patreon is because okay, so I gotta make this slide better or bigger. Stand by. Okay, so right now I have two goals. I would like to reach 50 Patreon subscribers. Technically, I think I need 54. I have to update that. So we are at 12 of my goal for 50. What we're trying to do is I take a dollar from everybody's Patreon every month, and I'll put it towards this goal over here, which is for the holiday fund. We're hoping to raise like 500 bucks for the holiday assistance program. So it means a lot to Whimsy that we're able to help give back, especially around the holidays. Um, it helps us build the community a little bit, helps us help out the community. So as of right now, we got $12 of the $50 or the $500 goal. Doesn't seem like that much yet, but we're working on some things. Yes. So I can segue into that. Here we go. So sign up for the free. Keep an eye on the updates. What we're offering for gifts. We'll do updates and stuff. Uh, I'll update like just a flat donation. So if you're like, I don't want to do a monthly subscription, right? I don't want the blanket. If you don't want those things, but as we get, but I'll create a separate place where you'll be able to donate specifically to the holiday fund. So, for example, um, Steve is like, I'm not real big on the Patreon stuff, but I do want to help out with the holiday fund. I'll have it updated by the first for sure. I have it up there. I have to. I just don't have. I have to. I need someone to look at it with me to make sure it looks and reads right. But there will be a place where I'll set up where Steve can just give a straight 25 or $50 towards the holiday fund, and all of the majority of that will go straight to the holiday fund. So it won't help against the membership goal, but it will help towards the holiday fund goal. If that makes sense. So we got two goals this year. I'd like to get to like 50. I got to update it 55 because the 55 consistently for a year will automatically get us to the goal of 500, and will show that as a community we can 50 of us can band together and raise some money for some kids. um, so yes, there is. So we got those two goals. Now what's not on here, and I probably should put that on here again, I'm still working it out. Look at all this empty real estate here in the middle. Like, what am I doing? um, Whimsy itself has already committed $500. So I'm not asking anybody to donate more than what I'm willing to do myself. Whimsy's going to put in $500. That's already happening. Worst case, If it's December today, we give them $512. The idea is uh, putting my money where our mouth is in let's raise some money, let's help out the community a little bit, help out some more kids. I know, isn't that fun? Um, we could do the super chat. Now the super chat works on the chat screen. You see a little dollar sign is a feature that you could tip uh, during each live stream. So the problem is the 11 of you. I pretty much know most of you, and like like I don't know, what are you, Megan's gonna be like, here's $10. Like I don't know. Um, obviously, I got some goals to improve the live stream numbers a little bit moving forward at some point. But yes, the super chat is technically available. Uh, the super chat is available because we were check out this segue. Super chat was available because we were able to hit 3,000 subscribers and X number of viewed hours. So it opens up a monetized option for us that we can start making money through the YouTube channel. Okay. What happened last night when I checked it is we now have reached the 4,000 hours viewed. We have the 4,000 subscribes. Chasing the Whimsy YouTube channel right now, fully monetized. So I don't know what any of that means. Some charts are there. Oh, real quick on this chart, someone remind me. Instead of doing the goal going up and down, I should go left to right. So I should do a membership and the holiday donation goal left to right because that opens up. It should read better. I think it's going to look better, and it's less clunky on the page. Anyway, because we hit the so we're fully monetized right now. So if I go online and look at it, they're like there's a green dollar sign on all the videos, which means per view, I think it is. Um, the swearing is because of the monetization. So if I swear too much, then it limits what ads get played on the channel or on the video. So if I can cut that down, then we can see more uh, availability for different ads to be on the videos, which is fantastic. I have no idea. Like, I don't think we're gonna make almost no money on this thing. I just know there was a goal to hit and we hit it. So congratulations, all of you guys. Thank you, everybody. We got there in just over a year. I think just over a year. I'm trying to remember when I posted the first stuff on YouTube. It was like October-ish, 23. But we made it. We made it. We got monetized. So for every time you guys listen and view, I get like 2 cents. It's like 1 to 3 cents. Uh, but all that stuff will start to add up. I don't know what it does. I haven't seen. It literally just happened within like 12 hours. So I'll monitor some of that, which now puts us like it's interesting. It's fun. Liam might get excited, but JJ might get excited. But it's one of those things. We're not making millions of dollars. You hear all these other content creators who are like, "Boom! I made 6 figures last year." I'm hoping to make $6 this year. It's not a lot of money. We don't have the full views for all of it yet, but we're gonna get there. That's the important thing is that we hit some thresholds. Boom! We're gonna uh, Yeah, we'll do something cool with the $8 a month. I might make. I don't know. I think the important thing is I just keep pumping out content. That's what we got to do. No, you might see some more live lo-fi videos. So like Monday, instead of me jumping on the neighbor app, maybe I'll just like throw up a lo-fi video. I'll update the thing and do some like live chat, some Q&A stuff, maybe. But we made it. So the swearing does impact the monetization, I believe. So no controversial topics, no hate rants. Um, Careful on conversations of very sensitive subjects, like the triggering ones. Uh, which that's my bread and butter on Monday. Love a good hate rant and talk about some like no, it's movies and Ben's lone wolf depression. So those are all cleared. I get paid for all of those. I don't know how much I get paid. I have no idea. I will tell you as soon as I find out. Um, this is interesting because this is where every content creator starts. Is they do a show, they create some consistency, they try to find their footing in their little corner of the internet. Uh, Ben hates everybody. I hate speech. That's just fact. I hate people, but I love you guys. Like I hate people as a concept, but individually, I think you guys are all fantastic. But yeah, every content creator, Mr. Beast, he's doing Beast games. Someone needs to remind me to talk to Liam about Beast games because that show is fucking. It's so good, so good. Like not good in that like the quality of the show is good. It's just if you go 3 weeks ago, I compared Mr. Beast to like old '60s psychological experiments, like the Stanford prison and the Milgram experiments. He's 100% doing all of those things, and because we call it games, people are okay with it. But everything he's doing is wildly unethical. Uh, it's crazy. It's fantastic. He started off very low, right? So the biggest YouTuber today, 350 plus subscribers, started where we're at with 11 live stream views. So now I just have to find, we just keep trucking along. We find, we'll build the community a little bit more. And, you know, I'm not looking to go for 300 million. I'm happy with like, I don't know, no controversial topics, Mr. Beast. Uh, I'm not talking about Mr. Beast. I'm just talking about his game, his games, his video. Um, it is absolutely weird because he is a little bit on the controversial side right now. But the TV show I think is doing well. I wonder what the reviews are of it. Absolutely bonkers, this TV show he does. Absolutely bonkers. Um, I got to double check with Liam. I want to do because he watches on my, I believe. It is absolute like the just the people study of what Mr. Beast is doing with all these people and these contestants. Amazing, amazing. It's absolutely bonkers. Um, So it's all baby steps. The Patreon is a baby step. We already got 12 people. We're hoping to get to 55. And then from there, obviously, we want to double it again and get to 100. But it's all baby steps. And I appreciate everybody who's hanging out while we're still in our infancy of building this thing that we're doing. I'm having a blast. I'm having a good time. It's not about the money, but it is interesting. I did not do the podcast and I didn't start the YouTube for the money, but it is, if they're going to give me the money, then obviously why not take it? I do know that it's not going to be a lot. So when you see me sell out, 100% call me out on it because I don't know what that's gonna look like. But at the same time, I'm having a good time. But we're putting stuff out there, and we can do some cool stuff with it. So my $6 a month, you know, I don't know. It's interesting. Uh, with Patreon, we're helping out families. We're helping some artists create some cool stuff. I'm making some cool stuff. We got blankets. I don't know what to do after blankets. I need to get with merch manager of research and manager. I don't know what the name was again. Uh, manager of research and merch research and development manager. Is that what it is? Merch research development manager. So MRDM. My MRDM. Someone write that down. That's Kelly. She's gonna after the show. She's going to scroll through some stuff while Megan plays some video games, and there she's gonna be like, boom, heart, and she's gonna find some ideas for the next cool merch idea. If you're interested in what those cool merch ideas are, sign up for the Patreon. Now, to be fair, Liam Freestyles a little ad for us. It cannot be worse than what I just did for the last 12 minutes. So, I gotta hope not. Sign up, even the free one. We're done with the show. Man, I ran this thing to a. Sorry, Grandma. I don't even know if you still made it all the way through. She's not big on the hour of 40s. Uh, on the hour 40s. Oh my God. Um, live stream one, Ben would have looked at the timer and was like, let's find 13 more minutes. And he did it multiple times. And we found out that the push to try to get to 2 straight hours is like it gets rough. I'm not going to ask anything. I'm not going to try to drag it out for 13 more minutes. Uh, sorry for the long episode. Mom just gets off work. She's like, oh my God, 2 hours. Skip, 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 skip. Thanks for hanging out. It was a fun night. I don't think, oh God, I don't work tonight. I don't think I do. Um, thanks for hanging out. Come back Monday. If you, uh, again, if you can't watch Monday, remember it and then go back and watch it after work. Um, I don't know what we're doing Monday. I had an idea. I think I want to sit on it for a week to see if I can get a reply back that gives me permission to use some copyrighted material. But Chasing the Whimsy Mondays, episode 96 coming out this week or this coming Monday. We're on the road to 100. Lane's going to be there. We might do a commercial of some kind. Sophie will probably be on, hanging out. Whimsy with the Z. Pinky is back. I think I don't remember what the schedule looks like. But she's back. Find out what the kids remember of 2024, what they're looking forward to 2025. It is interesting. The beginning of the year, the kids were all happy and they're like, we're going to achieve everything. And now they're just like, I just hate everything. Yes, he is, but also has practice. So a lot of fun stuff happening. Episode 100 is coming up. Whimsy with the Z is back on track. And what else? Monday's going to be fun. We're monetized, so make sure you view. If anything, this is the time in which you're at work, you just put me on and just put me down and finish working and play me in the background somewhere. So that's all I got for you guys. You guys have a good rest of the evening. We'll hang out on Monday. I don't know. what Monday's going to look like. I have a general idea of what half of the show looks like, but I still have no rabbit hole. We'll figure it out. But until then, you guys have a great evening. Stay safe. Anybody who's local and you're going to go out to that side of town, like, I'm going to end with this real quick. And now, this should have been a mind pocket, but it didn't make it in there because I didn't want to rage too much. Absolutely hate when the city shuts down freeways, like especially like they shut down the freeway on arguably one of the busiest weekends in town. What are we doing? So anybody traveling this weekend, I'm so sorry. You guys have a good night. Kelly said it best right now. Whimsy.